The showcase of the Immortals. Always an iconic and fun night. WrestleMania 19 drew 54,097 fans, grossing $2.76 million, the highest arena gate in WWE history at the time. Pay-per-view buy rate was 560,000, and it ended up being the longest WrestleMania at the time at over 4 hours. Quite a slow opening video package that just didn't pack the punch of a WrestleMania. It is vastly juxtaposed to the Limp Bizkit theme song. It is a hype as hell song. Limp Bizkit are super underrated. They made fun music for the most part, and it suited WWE. Match 0, World Tag Team title match, Chief Morley and Lance Storm versus Kane and RVD, pre-show. From what we saw, there was a commercial break, this was pretty fun to kick things off. Nothing spectacular, but good enough to get the crowd going. It was a nice match, and with Kane doing well and even hitting a springboard splash to the outside. Story had Kane and RVD fighting against Morley's authority figure nonsense. The Dudleys come in and hit a 3D on Lance Storm, only to then kick RVD and put Storm on top of them to give them the win. Apparently they needed to do it to save their jobs or something. Anyways, weird ending to a decent enough match. Still, for a pre-show bout, it did its job and kept me entertained. Jerry Lawler had a fantastic line in here. When he takes Viagra, he gets taller. Rating, a C. Match 1, Cruiserweight Championship, Matt Hardy vs Rey Mysterio. The Cruiserweight Championship kicking off the main show. Matt fact of the day, Matt often wonders how they did WrestleMania without him. First move of the match is his corkscrew plancha. They are not wasting any time. Some cool moments involved Rey kicking out of a twist of fate after Shannon Moore interferes for Matt Hardy, and Matt trying Splash Mountain from the top rope, but Rey reverses with a Hurricanrana for a 2 count. The story had Rey as the gutsy underdog battling Matt's dirty tactics, and Shannon Moore's meddling. They actually have a really good and dramatic ending sequence, and Matt reverses a Hurricanrana and holds down Rey using the ropes to beat Rey Mysterio. This was a pretty fun match and a great way to open the show. For just over 5 minutes, they squeezed in a lot of quick cruiserweight action to get you excited. Rating, a B-. A limo arrives and it is the Catfight Girls. Oh my. Taz's reaction is hilarious.
Hey, what's this? It's a limo. Thanks.
Match 2, The Undertaker vs A-Train and Big Show. The Undertaker's most forgotten WrestleMania bout. This was meant to be a tag team match, but we see that Nathan Jones was taken out by A-Train and Big Show, so instead Undertaker has to go 1-on-2. I think it was really because Nathan Jones was a bit shit. WWE's favourite band in the world, Limp Bizkit, performed Rollin', which was such a banger. I don't care what people say, this song goes hard. You just can't help but move to it. This leads into The Undertaker's entrance, who arrives on his bike with the American flag. Such a cool as fuck entrance. The Big Show tries to sneak attack. Let that sink in. First move of the match is a chokeslam on A-Train. Another quick start. The match was decent enough. There was a couple of nice moments, including Undertaker's leapfrog and some cool power moves, but overall it just felt like nothing special. The crowd was pretty into it, popping in for Undertaker's big shots, and that leapfrog, so that did help a bit. A-Train and Big Show worked solidly as a heel team. Undertaker tried to take it up a level, but it just never reached there. On the weaker end of Undertaker WrestleMania matches. The match was won when Nathan Jones returned and did a karate spin kick to knock out Big Show, and then bicycle kick A-Train into an Undertaker tombstone, keeping Taker's Mania streak alive. A rating, a C. We cut from that to the long, beautiful legs of the Catfight Girls. They meet up with Stacy Keibler and Tori Wilson and walk off. Match 3, Women's Championship, Jazz vs Trish Stratus vs Victoria. Trish has some amazing gear on. Have I mentioned silver is my favourite colour? She gets a confetti entrance, which is awesome. I always love that Jazz's theme song starts with jazz music, because of course it does. Victoria is accompanied by Steven Richards in pink boxers looking very camp. Her amazing theme song is dubbed over, which is annoying. The match once again begins quickly. Lawler enjoys seeing Trish wrestle, and so do I. Victoria did an awesome springboard front flip leg drop. She does botch a pin break though, so points off for that. But she made it up by doing a lovely moonsault, even if it missed. Trish in 2003 had definitely found her rhythm in the ring, and she was really over here and put in a good performance. Another good thing is, on the roll-up she showed us Victoria's butt crack for a bit. Nice. Stevie interferes and hits himself on the ropes with a chair. Victoria walks into a chick kick to give Trish Stratus the victory, which is cool. Decently fun enough, with some cool moments and a good ending. Rating, a strong C. The Rock is interviewed next. He is entertaining as usual. He really wants to beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania, which is something he hasn't done before. Match 4, WWE Tag Team Championship, World's Greatest Tag Team versus Rhino and Chris Benoit versus Los Guerreros. Anyone can tag anyone at any time. This will be chaotic. And yes, it was. But damn, it was fun. You have some insanely talented wrestlers in here, not least Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. And those two had some great stuff in this match together. I really loved when Benoit hit a flapjack straight into a crossface. Rhino's gores were a highlight. You can't beat an awesome spear. Shelton capitalised on Rhino's gore and then being taken out, and pinned Chavo Guerrero to win. Too short to be anything special, but what we got was very good. Some funny Taz lines during this match. I took science, not biology. And Viva la raza, olere! That means frog splash. Rating B-. We once again see the catfight girls with Stacy and Tori. They set up beef over who made WrestleMania what it is. They will settle it in the ring. Wait, no, in bed. Oh, I like the sound of that. Match 5, Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho always wanted to be the next Shawn Michaels, but now he wants to be the first Chris Jericho. He began beating up women. What a bastard. Shawn had enough of Jericho and told him he is not a real man. Jericho wants to end Shawn's career, so we got this match at WrestleMania, a dream match at the time. Jericho had some awesome ring gear here. Shawn has a long entrance with confetti guns, most of which don't work. Old Shawn would have gone angry, but reborn Christian Shawn just laughs it off and has fun with it. The story was electric, with Jericho dead set on proving he'd outgrown his idol. He wrestled like he'd studied Shawn's every move, trying to one-up him at every turn. Shawn fought back with veteran smarts, showing he wasn't just a legend, but still the guy to beat. Their back and forth felt personal, like Jericho's ego was on the line against Shawn's legacy. Every counter and taunt built that tension, making you believe Jericho might actually end him. It was storytelling that sucked you in and made the match unforgettable. I loved the mirror moments where Jericho does a kip up and then Shawn does the proper one. Then Jericho doing the sweet chin music with a little shuffle, but it only gets a 2. Shawn's perfect sweet chin music only got a 2 as well. I also liked when Jericho got so desperate after Shawn got the ropes from the walls of Jericho that he begged to the ref and then walked into a sweet chin music. Everything looked smooth and crisp. These two always had incredible chemistry with each other in the ring and as characters. Shawn was unreal, taking everything Jericho threw and still coming back stronger. You could see the fire in him as he showed out for his first Mania match in 5 years. The ending saw Shawn Michaels win out of nowhere with a roll-up in a shock finish, but it actually worked here and Jericho looks good in defeat. This is a classic for a good reason. These two here were superb. They hug after the match, then Jericho kicks him.
In the plums!
We get another performance from Limp Bizkit here, this time with Crack Addict. It is an epic song that suits wrestling perfectly. Fun performance. Speaking of fun, up next is the catfight segment. Tanya Ballinger, very beautiful, but I prefer her opponent, Katana Baker. Usually I prefer blondes, but oh my god. Before they begin, Stacy comes out. Stacy is wearing the shortest skirt ever. It barely covers her, not that I'm complaining. Stacy wants in. Even better, Tori Wilson arrives looking smoking. I love short skirts. Tori wants in too, and she begins by taking her top off, revealing a super sexy pink bra.
Ooh, kaboomy!
The cameraman can't zoom in quick enough. She strips Stacy's top off, and we begin. Tori rolls up Stacy and spanks her ass in her thong. The catfight girls strip each other's tops off as well. 5 stars. Ring announcer Coachman gets run over by the girls. Lucky bastard. They pant him, trip him, and pin him. Outside of that, I can't complain about seeing Stacy in a thong and Tori bounce up and down. Match 6, World Heavyweight Championship, Triple H versus Booker T.
And at WrestleMania,
Back to serious business now. Booker T is an inspiring story. He got into a bad crowd and was a criminal, but instead of letting that be his life, he turned his life around, paid for his crime, and put that behind him and became a star in WCW. But this is the big leagues now, and unlike a lot of WCW guys, he put in the work to get to a big spot here. Triple H has some lovely purple trunks. Purple is such an awesome colour. This match gets people angry because Booker lost, but hindsight being 2020, how could Booker win here? He would have just had to drop the title quickly, as him feuding with a babyface Goldberg wouldn't make any sense. And I get it, people don't like Goldberg. Well, suck it up. Just because you don't like someone doesn't mean they don't make money. WWE is a business. They want and need to make money. You put personal business aside and push who makes the money. Goldberg was a big name. He needed to be pushed. Not everyone can be at the top. And look, Booker became a world champion anyway, and had a Hall of Fame career, so it is what it is. So that part I can't understand the frustration. What I can understand is the ending with Triple H taking too long to pin Booker. That is a fair critique. Let's not take that away from the rest of the match though, as it was very good. At one point Booker T did an insane DDT where Triple H genuinely landed straight on his head. Booker had an awesome moveset. Couple that with Triple H's expert selling led to a very fun match. Very even match as well, where Booker shined and came so close to winning. Triple H worked over Booker T's leg and he sold it really well. I love when a wrestler falls over from an Irish whip due to their leg. Then he took too long to cover after a scissors kick due to his leg, allowing Triple H just to kick out. Good dramatic moment. Then we got the huge moment of Booker T doing the Harlem Hangover. Such a cool move, and it got a huge pop. Fantastic match with some great psychology. Yes, the ending could have been better, but it wasn't as long to cover Booker as I originally remember. I loved this match, one of Booker's best matches. Rating a B+. Match 7. Vince McMahon vs Hulk Hogan, brother. Street fight. In the video package we see the rift between Vince and Hogan. Vince is mad that Hogan left him for WCW after Vince made him a star, and he also testified against Vince in a steroid trial. To be honest, Vince has a right to be mad. I would be pissed too. You tried to end my life and my company? Fuck you. Vince is the babyface in this storyline to me. No real American here, which is annoying. That theme song should have always been used. Vince looks like a cartoon. He is so big. The way he moves in the ring is also like a cartoon. It is so funny and surreal. Vince is not known for his technical wrestling skills, but he has perfected the art of entertainment, something a lot of wrestlers can't do these days. Make the most of the little things, such as a test of strength, for example. The blood here makes sense on Hogan and Vince, as this was a blood feud. I don't see why the Spanish commentator needed to be busted open though. We got an epic WrestleMania moment with Vince doing a leg drop off a ladder through an announce table, and then we got the iconic shot of Vince looking above the apron into the camera with a sadistic look on his face, his bloody face. Such an epic shot. Facial expressions. They are so important, and Vince does them like no other. Roddy Piper makes a surprise appearance and spits on Hogan and kicks Vince in the arse. He picks up a lead pipe that Vince brought into the ring and tells Vince to get up, but instead levels Hogan with it. Hogan shockingly kicks out of it, which was a great false finish. Vince punks out the referee for showing Hogan compassion. He calls out his personal referee, the one that screwed Hogan out of his match at No Way Out. Vince hits Hogan again with a pipe and hits a leg drop, and Hogan still kicks out and hulks up. Hogan takes out the crooked referee and Vince. 3 leg drops and Hogan wins in the end. This was such a banger. I had a lot of fun and bought into a lot of the false finishes. Really well put together and performed match with lots of drama, history and emotion packed into it. Not every match needs to be about pro wrestling moves. Rating an A-. Match 8. Stone Cold vs The Rock. One of the best video packages of all time. The song Crack Addict makes it 10 times more epic, and it works perfectly and gets me so hyped each time. It is ingrained in my mind. 2 of the best and biggest legends, one-on-one for the last time in Austin's last match for 19 years. Rock was doing well in this match, then decided to wear Austin's vest and proceeded to have his arse handed to him. It is cursed. There was many finisher reversals, but it works for this match given their history, characters and the occasion. They also traded finishes as Stone Cold hit a Rock Bottom and The Rock hit a Stone Cold Stunner. It is here we also got Rock doing the best sell of a stunner ever as he flopped all the way into the ropes and back. I would also like to note that The Rock's clothesline and nip-up was incredibly smoothly done. Austin kicked out of a people's elbow and 2 Rock bottoms, but alas, a third was too much and Rock won. They did just enough without jumping the shark. This is a certified classic, not as good as their WrestleMania 17 match, but still damn good. They had the entire crowd eating out of the palm of their hands. Austin left with his head held high as he got to leave to his own theme music despite the loss. Rating, an A. Main event, WWE Championship, Kurt Angle vs Brock Lesnar. No championship advantage for Kurt, and no interference is allowed or he will be stripped of the title. This is 2 of the best amateur wrestlers one-on-one in the main event of WrestleMania, and I would like to point out that Kurt is performing with a broken neck. Talk about toughing it out. This match of course started with lots of chain wrestling and amateur wrestling, as that is their strong suits. Brock has injured ribs and he sells them well in the match. There is many suplexes, with the best one being the insane German suplex into the turnbuckle from Kurt. That looked brutal. According to Michael Cole, Lesnar kicking out of the Angle Slam is the first time that has happened. Kurt also gets his moment as he kicks out of the F5, wow!
F5's coming!
For the first time. Kurt is the master of the late kickouts, by the way. His timing is perfect. The second F5 was meant to lead to Brock Lesnar hitting the shooting star press for the win. It was a move he could do, but after 20 minutes wrestling Kurt Angle, he was gassed. So, he didn't make the full rotation and landed on his head. He survived luckily, and he hits Kurt with a third F5 to win the match and the WWE Championship. An absolute banger, these 2 worked so well together. Both were not feeling well after it though, Brock with his concussion and Kurt with his broken neck. Oof. They shake hands and hug after the match in a show of respect. Rating, an A. So, WrestleMania 19. This show was a classic, an A grade for it. Stacked with bangers. Match of the night was tough, but I think Austin vs Rock just edges it out. Austin's last ride for 19 years. Moment of the night goes to Vince McMahon's leg drop off a ladder through a table, iconic as hell. Sexy moment of the night is back, and the winner is Tori Wilson spanking Stacey's thong-clad ass in that catfight. Good lord, my eyes are in love. Worst match? Undertaker vs A-Train Big Show. Just not the best. Not bad though. MVP awards, only 1 person per match can get an award. The bronze medal goes to 2 people as it is WrestleMania. Trish Stratus and Booker T for some fantastic showings from both of them. Silver goes to Vince McMahon for his entertaining antics and masterclass of facial expressions. Gold goes to Kurt Angle for his incredible main event performance with a broken freaking neck. Thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button and leave a comment below as it really helps out.
Peace out, my brothers.